All right, guys. Welcome again to the webinar, and thanks to all of you who have joined. And please make sure to ask your questions if you have questions, and I will do my best to answer all of them. If anything I cannot answer, please understand that either it is a matter of time or I need to verify some information before answering you. But we will try to do, or no, we will not try. We will do something different this time. We will follow up with any unanswered questions with follow-up emails, so all of you guys can get the answers as soon as possible. Like you cannot miss them. So to get started with today's webinar, let me first go quickly over the agenda. So what we have for you guys today is why using content pages for search arbitrage. So that's one of the most genuine questions that many of you guys may ask, or those who don't have enough experience or haven't knocked into some specific issues may ask, but there are plenty of good reasons about it. We will talk about the content requirements and rules for content pages for search arbitrage. We will walk you through over a quick summary of the web structure, like without having to go into really deep or really complex topics, which is easy and quite doable by any of you. Like it's pretty easy. We will go through a live demonstration on how to create these websites, which takes very little time, no need to go over super complex processes. We will talk about approaching multiple geos because we know that approaching multiple geos is one of the key methods or key ways of you getting ahead of your competitors and scaling things up. We'll talk about split testing and optimizing for better conversion rates. And at the end of the webinar, I have included, like this was a last minute addition, but I have included a test and action plan, something that I have used on my own to create a similar website. Obviously, I won't reveal my websites here because for obvious reasons, but I will share with you an example website that I have created just yesterday in a matter of an hour. So without further ado, let's move to the first topic and the most direct one: why using a content website for search arbitrage? And the first answer is we need to keep Google happy, or we need to make Google happy. We know what happened back in the last few months. We know what happened even before. Like we've seen this industry going into some struggling periods where either the rev share wasn't good enough, or some of you guys and all of us to some extent got penalized with some clawbacks and some revenues that got not that were not rewarded due to concerning advertising methods or to quality concerns, etc. So first and foremost, why we want to use a content website is because we need to get our ads on high content websites. Like we need to improve the user experience. Like not like we go on Facebook, or we go to Taboola, or to a specific website that has either Taboola or Outbrains ads, and we click on an ad and we land on a park domain, which for some people is quite a bad experience, and even for us that take care of ads and then deal with ads every day, is not that a so great experience. So that is one of the main reasons why Google is not happy, and that is one of the reasons why Google is trying or is switching the model to a related search for content, which what we're covering today will help you get ready for that and support that kind of flows as well. So stay tuned because we have pretty exciting stuff to share today. Another or some other good reasons that why you want to use a content website, and here I won't go by the letter, or I won't go by all the points. You can see that for yourselves, but you want Google to deliver you better ads. So instead of let's say from the buyer's perspective, you see a random website showing up on your search ads that is showing your ads. You're paying a hefty CPC on that. and by the end of the day you're not satisfied and you decide to close that ad. If that happens, that domain doesn't get rewarded anymore with those keywords, and boom, you're left without monetization. Meanwhile, if your ads are showing on a specific content website which looks real, it looks good, it looks more obviously normal to anyone, your chances of surviving any exclusions are much higher. Like you're not dealing with random park domains, you're dealing with fully fledged content websites where the traffic is coming, and this applies a lot to the related searches for content. Then you can bypass all the compliance issues. Think of highly aggressive verticals. Um, think of publishers that do not want search ads on their website. What you want to do, you cannot go through a landing page, you cannot go through an advertorial, but you can go through a website. So your website is your key to accessing all inventory, especially on native, that you're not getting access to. And with Facebook as well, or with TikTok as well, we're seeing that some of the most aggressive verticals are being promoted through a content website. So having one really well made and according to the requirements of Google will get you pass over that, and will help you bypass all these restrictions or all these limitations, because by the end of the day you're not being able to scale anymore. Plus you can increase your revenue per session, because one of the main rules that you want to or that Google poses you on your content website is having more than one monetization stack, or one more than one monetization solution, sorry. So having search ads and other monetization solutions on your website will definitely help you increase the revenue per session. Plus, you can build a potential audience there that you can later on retarget for affiliate offers and other stuff. But I don't want to get into many of those details because that's something that you guys know to do really well. So let's move to the next one, which is the content requirements and rules of Google for content websites. So first and quite important is the fact of having high quality and unique content, especially focused on value. What you want to do is you don't want to go hang around on Google search, type on search for some random articles, copy and paste them and put them there. No, either hire a cheap or an average content writer that will write you the content, or use ChatGPT. So we know how to deal with it, or use Quillibot, or use any AI tools that will help you spin the articles and generate from two or more articles one article by the end of the day. So make sure your content is unique and is focused on values. So keep present having articles that share tips, write reviews, show comparisons, etc. You add new content regularly. So Google doesn't want a dead website where you add 50 articles now and you end up not adding more articles next week or next day and so on and so forth. So by the end of the day, that site becomes dormant and Google doesn't like it. So make sure to add new content regularly. Plus, you need to have a professional layout with logo and functionalities. Make sure the website uses SSL, which is kind of weird nowadays, but it's part of the rules. Plus, add multiple forms of monetization that I mentioned earlier. So Amazon affiliate offers, Amazon affiliates, Yahoo ads, AdSense ads, Taboola ads, Outbrain ads, whatever you can get your hands into. Make sure you add them to your website, and that will help you get through Google's requirements. Then we move to the structure. So the structure of the website doesn't have to be super complex. Like whenever we think of building a website, we think maybe WordPress. And when it comes to WordPress, you need to keep in consideration, or to take in consideration, what happens with those dead pages, or what happens with all the stuff like editing and everything like that. With LenderLab is pretty simple. Like what we're proposing today and websites built with LenderLab are pretty straightforward and pretty simple. What happens is we have a home page, we have category pages or category groups where we, for instance, show auto-related articles, home-related articles, insurance, health-related articles, etc. And then we have the articles at the bottom of it. Plus we have the required pages like about us, privacy policy, terms and conditions, etc. So all these, like the structure is pretty simple, but by the end of the day, everything requires or everything needs to be touched up and to be uh, taken care of. So with what I'm going to show next is pretty straightforward. And without taking too much of your time, and within the first 15 minutes of today's webinar, we're moving to a live demo of the content websites that we're talking today. So what's the news with LenderLab and what's new that we're presenting today is that with LenderLab on the newest and improved version, we have the ability to create websites. What means creating websites? It means having multiple pages under one domain that you can control and you can edit for yourself quite easily without having to have development skills, without having to know code, etc. So this is pretty straightforward, and especially for search arbitrage and some of the most challenging tasks that are involved with search arbitrage, we have included some pretty neat features here. So let's say that we want to create our website now, and the first thing that we want to do is create an account at LenderLab. Then next we want to head over to websites and click on add website. Now, obviously, we have only one template because of the time-related limitations. But we click on use template. Let's say I'm calling this Lucid's website. I'm creating the website, and it will take just a couple of minutes for the website to be created. And I will have, in one go, I will have the home page, I will have the category page, I will have the article page, I will have privacy policy and everything else. Boom, we have one error here. That's normal to happen. So let me do a refresh here. Maybe the developers have pushed something in the background. So, all right, there we go, we have it. It was a false positive. Now I have the home page that has all the structure of the homepage. I have the privacy policy. I have the About Us page, which I can easily replace the text with, like make it personal. I have the privacy policy. I have the terms. I have a sample page with buttons, and I have a category page. So what I want to do right now is go and start edit each of them. So first, I want to edit the home page, and I want to add all the tracking scripts or all the ad scripts on my page. Boom. Let me do a hard refresh of this, because that is something that we want to have constant on all pages. So we go to settings, we go to custom code, and we can either place the ad scripts on the head or after the body or before the closing body tag of our web page, and we can do that on all of it. Then we can change the image. Let's say that we are adding an article that will talk about I don't know, electric SUVs. So I click on the image, go to Unsplash, and let's call electric SUVs. I'll search here and I'll get all the electric SUVs here. So boom, I can change the headline here. Let's go with something random. And here I have a trimming of the page, of the text here. So practically it gets truncated. And I can do the same for all. Then I can click all the block that contains the image and the headline, and I can put the click action to it. Like I can tell it, okay, go to lenderlab.io. And quite importantly, which is very crucial to your tracking and to your ability to understand what is happening and where the conversions are coming from, you enable these pass-through URL parameters. And what this will do is that if you're using a click tracker, similar or if you're using ClickTrack, which we know that has become like an industry standard for search arm, you can track the parameter of the URL all along to the other pages, meaning that if I say here pass-through URL parameters, all the parameters that are coming to my home page will be moved to the next page, and this applies to all the other pages. So I'm saving these, and I'm going to publish this on a pretty dummy domain. So I'll go back to the website now, and I'll publish it. So I'll publish it with my on this domain here, lpawesomepage.online. Let's give it a few seconds for it to be published. Obviously, everything that we're doing right now is live. So if anything happens, keep present that this was released on a production environment not more than 45 minutes ago. So it was all internal. Let's give it a few seconds. Okay, now we have it. So Awesome Page Online has the pages, and if I have here question mark these parameters, and I click on this, I go to lenderlab.io, which was my destination URL, and I have all the URL parameters passed on my page, which is very, very, very important. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be here and do all the website from scratch because it might take us an hour or so. Pretty quick, we can go to the About Us page and change all the names here. So let's see if your website has a specific name and you want to brand it, you don't want to have anything like incomplete or that might raise a flag, to Google, then you can easily swap the names here. So we can jump between pages here, and we can say, okay, website URL, and we replace the website URL with, I don't know, google.com or LenderLab. Let's call this LenderLab. And we can do the same with everything else. And it is as easy as editing WordPress, not a WordPress, as editing a Google Doc. So if I'm going here, I just hit save and publish. And if I go to the privacy policy, I get google.com and then the lab just as I changed it. Plus, you can customize the page title here. So let's call this privacy policy. And boom, we're done. And you can place your favicon, etc. Next, let's move to the sample page, which is one of the most important pages that you will have to work with. And here we have prepared a lot of ready-to-use elements. So here we have the headline, we have the intro text, we have the ad block, which you don't have to build from scratch, but we have built for you. We have the content again, an image, content, headline, image, etc., etc., etc. So everything goes through a tested template. Like this template, I have tested it myself, and it works really great. Let's say that you don't have this here, and you want to add an ad block. What you have to do is you have to go to sections, scroll to ads, and here you can choose the ad block. So in this case, I will add this ad block. And now let's say that I want to add my tracking links to the ad block. Now, here I click on enable the click action, and I say go to URL. And here we can put, let's say, if you're running Tonic, if you're running Sido, if you're running Domain Active, ads.com, or whoever the feed provider is, you can go here and place your park domain or your campaign links that you got from the feed provider or from your tracker. Now, here's the cool thing. Let's say that we're sending the visitors to lenderlab.io / or question mark search equals search R, whatever. Now what I can do here is that I can enable on pass-through URL parameters, which will help me pass all the tracking parameters dynamically to the feed provider, and that is a must, especially if you want to be compliant with everything. Then you want to enable something else which will help you with compliance and is pretty cool. Now, here you place the text of the button, and this will be, let's say, lorem ipsum. Then you're saying pass text to URL parameter. So let's say Tonic or Sido or whatever feed provider for that matter asks you to send them dynamically the title that is on the ad block where the user clicks. And you either have to put it statically there or hard-coded it there, or you have to do some weird scripts that by the end of the day won't even, maybe will work most of the time, but sometimes won't work, or it might affect the page loading speed. What happens here is that we can tell LenderLab what parameter to send it. So here we paste, we add the parameter. So let's say, if I'm not mistaken, Tonic has it add title, and then CDOS should have it title or something like that. So if I'm adding title here and click save and publish this page, what will happen is that when I click on this sample on this button here, we'll go on a preview pretty quickly. It will have all the information. So if I'm clicking here, I'm going to Lender Lab search ARB, then I'm adding the title with all it had in, here. So if I'm having something else, it will have something else. But there's something even better, which will help you increase the quality of your clicks on the ads, or it will help you increase the revenue per click. That is without adding any external scripts or any external services, or without having to rely on your tracker, which on direct tracking flows, which are less problematic with most traffic sources. You won't have to rely on your tracker, but you can have all this dynamic information automatically output by Lender Lab. In this case, we're saying country, and it will show the country dynamically. And here I'm doing, let's say, city. I'm doing city. And in this other one, I'm doing device. Let's do device. So if we're doing something, or let's say we're promoting tech stuff like smartphone deals or stuff like that, right? So if I'm doing smartphone deals, I'm saying device and then the text. So I'm saving this, and I'm going to republish this to have all the changes visible on my content page. Sorry, and this will show me all the changes as I had them. So let's go back in here, and let's do a hard refresh of it. Okay, so country is Italy, where I'm sitting right now. Torino is the city where I'm sitting right now, and I'm accessing my website, or this website, from the desktop. So what will happen is that if I'm clicking on this button, the information will go dynamically. So it will go title equals Italy, lorem ipsum, dollar sit, etc. So having these capabilities already built in on your website builder will help you move fast, and will help you create all you need pretty quickly without having to lose time, and without having to lose yourself into technical details that might be pretty hard to deal with. This is not, I have to emphasize this, that this is not applicable only to 3-click flows, but even to 2-click flows with related search for content. We will go into another session specifically for RSOC pretty soon. It's just a matter of time for us to gather with the feed providers and discuss everything that needs to be covered accordingly. There is a quick question regarding the ad title, and since I'm here, I'm going to answer it now. So here's the thing. When we specify the parameter, it can be ad title or it can be title. So it's totally flexible. Whatever you want to pass to the traffic, to the feed provider, you add the parameter. So if they're receiving it on title, you type title. If they're receiving it on add title, you type add title on the parameter. If they're receiving it on, I don't know, search term, you put search term. If they I don't know, like pocket, it's pocket, like whatever the feed provider wants, you can put the parameter there, and it will send the information dynamically. Then what's next? Like we talked about dynamic callouts, we talked about ad blocks, we talked about title tracking. Like practically any VA can work with this stuff, and it's pretty straightforward. Now, to make it simple for you, I have created this website, and you can visit it on your own. Like if you type on your devices, wherever you are, go to check this .top, and you will see the website. So if I'm going to this will go into a template, a sample page. But if I'm going to auto and I'm going to the first article, it will go to auto insurance, to an auto insurance page. So the page works pretty fast. It loads. There we go. I'm doing a refresh. You barely feel the page loading. And what's good is that it uses the same structure or a similar lightweight structure, similar to what we have used for years with landing pages. Why I'm mentioning this? I'm mentioning this because we've tested before running, let's say, WordPress, Joomla, or whatever CMS out there to handle our landing pages. Bottom line was that either it had a huge overhead on the server side and subsequently caused a lot of delays with the page loading and page interaction. Plus, it doesn't load even but on its own. It doesn't load that fast. Plus, it requires lots and lots of work from the DevOps side or development side to properly maintain the website. This one, you can set it and forget it. It won't feel any struggle with traffic. It won't feel any struggle with multiple visitors, and it won't have any issues with page speed, which is crucial. And the coolest thing is you're working right now, let's say, with Facebook, TikTok, and some native ad networks, but this will open the doors for you to work with Google or to work with another traffic source which is not directly compliant, but if you're going through a content website, you are compliant with that. So make sure you look at the bigger picture of this, because as we're speaking, it's a time of changes, and we need to make sure that we adapt to these changes as soon as possible. Then we have a few more topics to talk about, which is approaching multiple geos. And we talked about this in the beginning. We mentioned this a little bit in the beginning. Approaching multiple geos is one of the key elements of you succeeding with search up, or being on positive terms with Google, or especially even with the search feeds, because they don't want specifically US traffic or English speaking countries where it is easy for everyone, or is to some extent is more accessible to the vast majority of users. So in this case, what LanderLab can do is it can help you translate automatically landing pages, or sorry, content pages from one language to another. So let's go back to the web to LanderLab, and let's go over one example. So let's do this. I'm going to the website. All right. I'm not saving it. I'm going to the website. I'll go to my original website, and I will create an auto insurance page. So this one that I have in English, I'll create a French version of it. I'll duplicate it. It takes a few seconds to duplicate the page, including all the elements that the page has. And all I have to do is search for the auto insurance page. Boom, I have it here. I'll open it in the editor. And without touching anything, really without touching anything, I'll go here on the AI translate, and I will translate this into French. It will take a few seconds, obviously, depending on the amount of content that the website has, but that really depends on the elements that the page has and other stuff. It will take a few seconds, and we will get the French version of the page. So let's wait a little bit, and boom. And boom, it failed me. Let me do a hard refresh. Again, guys, it was just released. It's normal for such things to happen when it is just released. Let's do it again. Translate French and click translate. Let's go over some questions while it translated. Last one, is Facebook now direct compliant? Last I checked, they required such content pages to not get your account banned. Yes, these content pages are very compliant with Facebook, and doing it through content pages, you don't have to to go and deal with their umbrella policy or whatever they're calling their new policies right now in terms of in order for you to be able to run this stuff. And boom, we have the website or the content page translated into French. It has translated also the the buttons, and also it has translated the menu. So you serve this to an audience. It doesn't feel strange when they land to the page. So it feels normal, or it feels natural. In terms of how good the translation is, we've tested it, we've reviewed it before with a group of translators. It was pretty decent. It is much better than what you're getting with Google Translate, obviously. And if there are any small changes, like by the end of the day, you're still relying on an automated system rather than a hands-on or a human translator. So even if you plug this into ChatGPT, you will still have like, or any article that you would like to translate, if you plug it into ChatGPT, you will still have it. You will still have to edit it a little bit. Then let's move to the next one, split testing and optimizing for better conversion rates. Now, this is a good one because just like we know from before with landing pages and with advertorials, we know that the headline can make or break a campaign. In this example, we have, as I'm sharing you now here, we have two headlines. We have how to save on auto insurance, which is pretty simple and pretty straightforward. And we have another one, paying full price for auto insurance is a huge mistake. Here's how to save. Maybe this second one will give your readers more intent, or will trigger more curiosity to your readers. You always have to test it. And as you can see, we have a different set of buttons, or a different set of ad buttons on the other page. So you can split test the headlines, you can split test the buttons, and etc. etc. So if I'm moving back to LenderDub, what I'll have to do is that I can go to the variants. So let me go again back to websites, because I want to show you how to access this page. I will go to the auto insurance. I'll click on it and I'll go to variants. So variants will have two variants: the original one that I showed you earlier in the screenshot, and it will have the new one that I used with a different headline and different set of buttons. Obviously, you can change the image, and let's create another variant right now. We duplicate based on variation B, and let's call this var C, add variant, and we will open this in the editor, and we will change the image right now. So, boom, we have the third variant. We're changing the image right now with the editor. And again, here, I'm not going to upload anything. Let's call this auto insurance policy, whatever. Okay. Boom, we have it. Save it, republish it, and then we'll go. There's one last step, which is quite important. We'll go back to the just a second. It needs to republish. We'll go back to the variations, and we will enable the A/B testing, how we want the A/B testing to work. And there's something interesting there. So if I'm going back to variations, here I need to enable A/B testing for me to be able to distribute the traffic equally on all three variants. But if I'm seeing that one of the variants is showing better potential or is performing better, I can slowly start to increase the distribution here, just like you do it on your tracker, without having to deal with your tracker, without having to go to super complex setups. You go here and you say, okay, you know what, variation A is working meh, but I still want to gather some more data, and I want 20% of the traffic there. Variation B is working much better, and variation C is working again better. So here I'm playing around with the rotation weights. I'll click update weights and republish, and my landing page will be accessible on the specific rotation weights that I have added. If you want to track clicks, or if you want to measure what's the performance of each specific page, when you go to the editor, when you go to the details of the page, you can enable to track clicks as conversions. So, for instance, go to settings, conversions, and we track link clicks as conversions. Boom. We hit save changes, and we're able to track the performance of each of the variations. If you want to preview a specific variation, you go and click on this link here. So I'm opening this one, and this one. And now we have the three variations. This is variation C, variation B, and variation A. So it's pretty straightforward, it's pretty simple, and it doesn't have to go over super complex setups. Next, what we have is the new addition. So tested action plans for creating your website. So I have organized this into two steps, or into two groups: the preliminary steps and the actual steps of creating the website. First, you need to create to get a Google AdSense account or an Amazon affiliates account in order to add more than one monetization solution to your website. You need maybe to collect a few affiliate offers for which you want to write review articles, and you can write review articles and you can hyperlink them to your article. There's nothing bad with it, so you can promote them there. You can see if maybe you can get access to publisher accounts on Taboola and Outbrain, and then draft your website articles in a Google Doc. And for drafting your articles, either hire a VA or leverage ChatGPT with that, and get going with it. Then we have the website creation step. So first, you need to have a Lander Lab account. Otherwise, you won't be able to have all this stuff on your own, or you have to be a developer and go through pretty complex creation, etc. You create the website using a template. You add your own domain and publish the website to get the public links. Let's say the homepage, the privacy policy, etc., which you need to link on all pages. Update all the main pages like homepage, homepage, category pages, privacy policy, about us, etc. So you place the links. Then you go and create all the other category pages and all the other pages, duplicating the last one, which means that it will help you create all the stuff quite easily and quite quickly. So to show you an example, what I would do, or what I do on my end, is go to the website. Let's say I have this website. No, this one. So I have this website here where I have this page, and I want to create another page for. I want to create another page maybe for dental implants. So on the dental implants page, I will use this one as a base, and I will just replace the text. So if I'm going to a lorem ipsum generator here, I will be able to get the page. Boom, I have it here, and I will start with this. So I'll get some text here. I'll copy it. Boom, double click on it, paste it. Then I have some other text here. I'll double click on it, replace everything. I'll change the image. Let's move to dental implants. Okay, we have the dental implants here. We have some more text here, and so on and so forth. So what I have to do is pretty much change this stuff, and then I want to publish this page. So I'm publishing this as dental, how to get cheap dental implants. Publish it, and it will take me like a few minutes to have a few seconds to have the page up and running. And you can approach this in a simple way, like you're adding more campaigns, you create a content page. So to begin with, create at least 50 pages. If I'm not mistaken, this is the requirement from Google to have at least 15 pages. Then from there, you can have the 50 pages. Okay, we have A/B testing enabled here. That's why it was copied with A/B testing. Let's move back to the variants, and I will disable it. Boom. I will remove this and remove this. So keep present when you're duplicating something with A/B testing enabled. You will need to remove the duplicates, otherwise you will have a similar situation. Republish again, or we will have a we will add a prompt to the page where we will ask you, do you want to copy it with the variations, or you want to copy it with without the variations? So let's do a refresh of it. Okay, it's published, and boom, here we have the page with dental implants. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. You drag and drop the ad blocks. Don't overload it with ad blocks, and don't overload it with ads. Make sure it is pretty simple. Like again, go to sections, ads, get the ad blocks. If you want to customize them, let me remove this one, which was one of my tests. If you want to customize them, here, for instance, you can change the spacing. I like to have no spacing here, but some of you may want to have some extra spacing here. Maybe I want to change the color button, the button of the color, the color of the button. Sorry. So I'm moving to blue. I'm moving to blue here, and maybe I want to leave one button with a different color. I'm not sure if this is compliant or not, but let's move to a darker shade of blue. And if I want to change the icon, I can change the icon, and I can go to this library of icons. So if I'm going to use emojis, I'll just click on here, apply, and boom, I have another icon here. I'm not remembering what is being called actually. That's why I stopped there. And then let's do another one. Let's put dinosaur in this, and let's make this dinosaur approved dental implants. Boom. Republish again, and we'll see how this shows on the page. The cool thing also is that you have the ability. Boom. Let's go here. There we have it. We have all the icons. We have everything just like we added there. The cool thing is that you can see how the page renders on each device type, and this is quite important. Like for instance, if you're adding text and you see that these buttons here are below the fold, you can split the text, and you can make the text in a way, or you can organize the text in a way to have the ad blocks above the fold. Why? Because it will increase the CTR. So all this stuff is pretty important, and by the end of the day, it's a way for you to convert more and generate more. So make sure to give it a try and see for yourself, because from what I see and what I've tested, it's so simple that I don't know, like I don't want to go to WordPress back again or have to deal with a lot of developers. Like one of the common issues I have with developers when I want something like this done is that I'll have to explain to the very detail what I want. And I have to be super explicit. And between explaining and waiting for them to get things done and me having things done on my own, I save a huge amount of time, which I don't get back otherwise. So definitely give it a try. And if you have questions, or if you have anything that you would like to go through together, you can always write to us on support, and we will get back to you. This is it for today. Before we go and check all the questions, I want to invite you to check out LenderLab and create a free LenderLab account, because for now it's still free and you don't even have to add a credit card. What's the benefit of it versus paying for it, which will not break your bank tomorrow, is that you can prepare everything without actually paying for the software. So while you're in the preparation phase, you're not paying for the software, you get familiar with it, even though it's not complex, it's pretty simple. Then when you're ready, you publish your website, and you're ready to go. Plus, don't forget to ask your account manager at the feed provider, at your preferred feed provider, to approve the website. Keep in mind that every website needs to be approved before you start sending traffic. Otherwise, you may deal with some compliance issues or some stuff which is not part of landed app. So let's make sure that you approve all the sites before you start sending traffic with your account manager. Let's go to some of the questions. I'm going from the beginning. We have one: how to secure an RSOC feed? Which providers are offering this in the market? Can we get it directly from Google? So, and what is the process? So, yes, Tonic, Sido, Domain Active, and ads.com, if I'm not mistaken, are all offering RSOC, but keep present that they maybe are doing it are not offering it to everyone right now. So make sure that you check with them. If not, you may always apply to Google with Google to get your own RSOC. But I'm not sure, to be honest, what is the rev share. Maybe you get better results with the feed providers rather than going directly with Google. Plus, there was a huge, especially when it first came out, there was a huge uncertainty when it comes to tracking capabilities. So you need to be able to track what you're monetizing, otherwise you're lost. And maybe going directly with Google versus working with a feed provider. With a feed provider, you have the benefit of having everything on point when it comes to tracking and understanding what is happening with your campaign. We have another one. If you've already run tests, is the RPC in native traffic, let's say from Taboola, higher than when working with regular feeds? I'm not sure I understood this. Like, what's the case? Like, and okay, let me try to reply to this to the best I can. So the RPC will not necessarily be better on from Taboola or from Outbrain. Like, it depends a lot on the visitor, to what I understand and to what I've seen. So good quality traffic, or bottom line is the quality of traffic. Good quality traffic has good RPCs. The bad quality traffic has bad RPCs. There were some issues back some months ago with native traffic, with some publishers which were able to bypass Google filters and generate pretty good RPCs, but then the revenue generated from those publishers was claimed back, and it wasn't rewarded. So always check with your account manager what is the case with with the quality of traffic. Then, can Tonic and System One be connected to these feed sites in such a way? The answer is yes, it can be connected. It's just a matter of checking with them what are the requirements, what kind of information they want you to pass, and that's it. You get these feeds connected to the website. Can you send a note to us later? Yes, I will send an email with a follow-up with the slides that include all the details that I shared with you today. We have another question. Who offers site integration search feeds? I know Sedo does, but how will anyone else do it? 3-click flow. So this will work either with 3-click flow or 2-click flow with related searches for content websites. It's a matter of going into the details. Honestly speaking, I haven't gone over the very details of RSOC myself. I'm in the process of doing it, so maybe expect in a couple of weeks to get some pretty detailed updates from us, maybe through a webinar or maybe on a piece of content that will walk you through all the details on how to implement it. We had one. Okay, tonic requires title to be a title parameter. Okay, yes, the parameters we already talked about this. The parameters can be set however you want. Is Facebook now direct compliant? Facebook has always been direct compliant. With content pages, you can be compliant with Google. So it's something that you can easily do and get approved, and plus you won't have to deal with lots of page bans and stuff like that. We have another one: how to add side ads here, like AdSense banners and other ads like video, etc. So the answer to this, I would be pretty straightforward. Get the block, get the code from AdSense. For instance, you generally go with auto ads, or if you want to add a specific block, you add a specific block to the section where you want, and that's it. Like if I'm not mistaken, we already have, or if we don't have, we will add a code block that you will just paste a block there, and it will show the ad there. It's something that will be super easy, nothing too complex. Even the cheapest VA will be able to create a website with this. That I can guarantee. We have another one. If you start a new website domain, my understanding is that you need to have a certain amount of articles, backlinks, etc., domain reputation, etc., before the feed provider can get the site approved via Google in this example. So yes, you will need to have a certain amount of articles. You will need to have at least 50 articles. So make sure you have at least 50 articles to start. Then with time, you will add more articles. So that's very important, and don't skip on the amount of articles. Plus, all the articles that you create, submit them on Google Search Console. That's where you want Google, where you're explicitly asking Google to index your pages. And according to the rules, and maybe I have missed it in the notes, but I will update it and send it over once I'll send the notes of the presentation. Google wants to have at least 50 pages of your websites indexed if you search on Google before you even start promoting this. So it has a little bit of work in the background, in the back end, especially preparation work, rather than going straight forward like, okay, I'm creating a website today, and tomorrow I'm going to start promoting it. Google, we don't know when Google indexes them, so that's the black box of it. So else what we have. Yes, the webinar will be available on YouTube for sure. So you can always replay on the same link, but I will resend the link to make sure that no one misses it. What else do we have here? How do I place AdSense? We already talked about it. Is content site for search sharp 3-click flow? Will it decrease the conversion rates compared with direct? So all of us, to some extent, have been concerned about the decreased conversion rate on 2-click flow versus 3-click flow. But think of it the other way. And short answer is yes, it may have a lower conversion rate from ad click to conversion. But think of Yahoo. Let's say if you're promoting Yahoo feeds, you have a 1-click flow, or Bing feeds, you have a 1-click flow. What happens is that the RPCs are not necessarily better there. So if you run the numbers, or if you run the test, you will have to optimize with what you have. Like you have a content website that goes on a 3-click flow, you'll go 3-click flow. If not, you'll go 2-click flow. But think even of the cases where you have a vertical that you cannot monetize because it is too aggressive, and then you'll have to go to a 3-click flow. What happens there is when the vertical is aggressive, and there are lots of don'ts when it comes to promoting it, you will end up not promoting it, or you will end up having better RPCs. We have another one. Every time I have tried to use a content page, I lose more than 50% on traffic on it, so it has never been profitable. Okay, I have a different experience, not because I'm promoting this and not because I'm pitching Data Lab for like that's not the case, but I've had a different experience with it. And the reason relies on the quality of traffic. So if you lose 50% of the traffic, or if you have like 50% bounce rate, either your content pages suck, or you have a problem there, or you have a technical problem. Maybe the page wasn't loading fast enough and people get bored and leave the page. So make sure your page, and that's why we're mentioning NetherLab, because NetherLab helps you create pages which load fast, like are lightweight and help and convert similar to what landing pages do. Like uh, back to a few years ago, we were kind of worried if the landing page loading speed was increased by I don't know 800 700 milliseconds or 500 milliseconds. It made a difference. Like on volume, when you're running huge volumes, it makes a difference. Plus, these pages are all backed up by a pretty well distributed CDN, so it is well organized. So you will see higher RPCs because you use landing pages in between, because CTR will be worse, because we'll be having 3-click flow. And if RPC isn't higher, why would I do that? So I partially already answered this question, but the reason why you would do that is because you want to keep Google happy, or you want to run compliant. Most likely Google, maybe not within a month or two, but most likely they will end or they will put a big block on the park domains, especially when it comes to to quality concerns. So either get prepared, or I don't know, like I don't want to mention the other option. So this is all about getting prepared to the change that is coming. So, and think of it like you're buying clicks, you're spending good money, you're buying clicks that are going to a park domain that tomorrow isn't valid anymore, and you have nothing. Having a content website leaves you with something. You have an asset that tomorrow gets organic traffic for what it's worth, and gets maybe on social, it gets reshared, etc. Like we've had traffic being monetized from social shares and from organic traffic too. So why not getting that extra money? Mm. Do LenderLab got a detailed report by pages including conversions and revenue? Can LenderLab be connected to a third-party tracker? Okay, so with LenderLab you will get a report of the clicks, just like I showed you where we do the track clicks as conversions, or track link clicks as conversions. But what will happen is that you can connect with the tracker. You can easily connect it with Clickair, and especially if you're running Google or any of the traffic sources that work with conversion APIs, you will need to connect it to Clickair in order to leverage the conversion API connection. Otherwise, you won't have a way on how to send the data to the traffic source. And I think I am at the end of the questions. We already went a little bit over time. I want again to thank you guys so much, and thank you very much for staying with us so long these days, which not everyone is available, and we'll catch up soon with a follow up with the link of the webinar replay that you already have right now, also with a copy of the presentation, so you can you can have a copy of the notes and follow through for yourself. Thanks again, and have a great time.